Record. Okay. Now see in MCQ we have a lot of resources. What I'll do, I will message you. Matlab, on the group, I will send you all the MCQ related questions so that you can go through it. So chapter 1, isometric, you'll find a lot of MCQ, but for assembly detail, you won't find that many MCQs. So for assembly detail, you need to understand the basic under assembly and detail only. If I'm not wrong, one second. If I'm not wrong, you have open bearing, right? Then you have push bearing. Then you have sleeve and quarter and jib and quarter. This is your portion. Am I right?
Sir, only open bear is coming in this exam.
Oh, only open bearing is coming.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to explain only open bearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, and socket and spigot quarter joint is also coming.
But that is not there in your portion.
No, it's
Sir,
coming.
it's coming in the exam.
But portion में नहीं है तो कहाँ से क्यों पूछ रहे हैं? ठीक है, चलो मैं explain कर देता हूँ. Not an issue. So I'll explain what is open bearing. I'll explain from the start how it is and what all we need to do. And assembly and detail दोनों रहेगा ना. So I'll explain both. Chalo. So first of all, what is bearing? So first, actually yesterday only I visited one of the factory, laminate factory. Over there I saw bearing. So the purpose of bearing is what? Ki whenever you have a circular shaft which is rotating, right? So the idea of bearing is to give support to this circular shaft in a such a fashion that it won't fail. See, it's like this. So this is a bearing. This entire portion is bearing. You got this? This is not open bearing. This is push bearing, but I'm just telling you. So this is the bearing. So bearing is something like this. This you will see in your garden also. Seesaw hota hai na? Over there also you will find this kind of bearing. So what I'll do, I will send you a lot of pictures, real life picture of bearings, so you will understand what is bearing. So the job of the bearing is what? Ki there is one shaft which is rotating at a very high speed, and you need to support that shaft. If you have been to any water ride in SL World or Imagica, you might have seen this. Let's say if you have seen such kind of rides, ऊपर से नीचे तक राइड होता है ना ऐसे, जो बाद में यहाँ पे पानी उड़ता है, splash होता है. So over here you will find lot of rods which are circular. And but if you see these rods, they are on bearing. So they are rotating. See, there is no moving part. It is just a rod which are rotating. So that's why you will hear that noise when when you're in that slide. You will hear that uh, that sound of rotating shaft, right? So that is that. So over there you will see bearing. So bearing
Recording
is
in progress.
sorry. Yeah. So one second. Chapter 1, ISO, full chapter, assembly in detail, open bearing, socket and spigot. Okay, so you have only two. So I think he will ask you one assembly and one detailing. Matlab, both the questions will come. One will come in assembly and one will come in detailing. So I'll explain you this bearing, open bearing, assembly as well as detailing. So before explaining open bearing, I'm explaining what is bearing. So bearing is a support. Bearing we use for support for rotating shaft. So wherever you will see rotating shaft, you will find bearing. You will find this bearing, right? So those pictures I will send you on the group, so you will have an idea. Second, Now, how to go about this? So first, I need to explain you something about bush bearing. Then I can explain you about what is open bearing. So initially, they started with this kind of a bearing. See, why I'm giving you theory? Because once you know theory, then it becomes easier for you to remember the question, and uh, MCQ becomes very easy. Okay? So this is what they started with, this kind of a object. Okay, for bearing. And what they thought? They thought, okay, oh, shaft is rotating. This is a shaft which is passing through this object. Okay, so this is bearing. Then now when the shaft is rotating at very high speed, it will generate a lot of heat. Okay, so what they started, okay, they will started putting a hole over here. This is called oil hole. So they will put oil from here. So what will happen? The whatever heat is getting generated, so that's why shaft is getting damaged. So because of that oil will act as a lubricant. So this won't get damaged. See, if you when you go to the gym, and if you see there are a lot of instrument, moving instruments, so you will see them doing oiling. So why they do oiling? Because it it works smoothly, as well as they will increase the life of that component. So that's why they use oil. So over here also they started putting oil. So this is, I'm showing you very initially how they started. So this is front view. Okay, this is how they started, front view. If you have any issue, you let me know. Top view. I'm just explaining you theory, so you will know from where it started. And this is side view. All of you are with me right now. Front view, top view, side view. So this is their bush bearing. I know tomorrow you don't have bush bearing, but I'm explaining you bush bearing because I feel if you understand bush bearing, then open bearing will become very, very easy. Okay. Now, oil hole. So there is a circle over here and dotted over here. Dotted over here. So this is what they started. They say, okay, oh, this is bearing, Then they've realized that when the shaft is rotating at very high speed, over here there is a lot of tear and wear. So then they started applying bush. Now, what is bush? Bush is a cylindrical object like this, and then they will keep it in this part, right? So this is the first attempt. Then they introduce bush. So when they introduce bush, then the entire object became like this. I'm showing you how it evolved. What you see right now in modern life, so it is something different, but I'm just showing you this is first how they did it. Second attempt, what they did, they created a hole. Okay, and in that they kept this. Got it? This part bush they kept over here, and then they kept shaft. Sorry, I don't have, wait, I'll use different color, maybe pencil. Yeah, so this is the shaft. Got it? So now the front view is like this. Got it? And top view, you have 4 lines, and in side view you will have 4 lines. Got it? And the same way you will have oil hole. This is circle and this is dotted. All of you are with me up till now? Any doubt? Have you understood what I have done up till now? This
Yes,
is
sir.
this is first, second. So those who have joined late, I'm just showing you how it evolved. The bush bearing, how it evolved. So this is our first. Why I'm doing this, I'll tell you. Because nowadays, since 2000, they have stopped teaching this in engineering. In engineering, they have stopped teaching this. Mumbai University, at least, and very less number of people they study this assembly detail. So hardly anyone knows about it now. So that's why I'm going step by step. This is first attempt. Second attempt, what happened? They introduced bush. So when you see all the variations, then it becomes very clear that what is the purpose of bush. See, this is a bush. So purpose of bush is to what? To absorb shock by the shaft on the object, on the body. This is body, right? This is body. And this part, inner part, is bush. So this is how it started. Then they realized that it is too heavy. See, nowadays, weight is very important in anywhere. Everyone wants to reduce weight. So here also, in machine also, they want to reduce weight, right? So what they did, so this object, if you want to see in 3D, it is like this. Okay. So now they realized, this is too bulky. We want to reduce the weight. So first what they did upside down. I'm just doing this object upside down. And they removed material from down. Are you understanding? If you see your cupboard, they are hollow from down. आपके घर में जो अलमारी रहती है, it is hollow, right? So they have removed material from down. So then they came up with, see, first, second, now third. I hope you people are understanding. The first, it was like this. Second, with the bush. Third, you won't come to know the difference because they have removed material from down. Right? They have removed material from down. So you won't come to know. But it is, I'll just show you in this. So I'm just showing you that part, material removing. It is like this. Now you know in your diagram why there is dotted line below, SA like this. I hope you people have understood now why there is dotted line like this.
Yes, sir.
This is for this. If like if you see your textbook or whatever answer he has given you, right? If you see there is a dotted like this. So why there is a dotted? Because they have removed that much material to reduce weight. See, this is what they started doing. Okay, bhai, now we want to reduce weight. I'm not drawing circle over here because it will get थोड़ा confusing. Or let it picture में बना देता हूँ. See, it is like this. This is the third, what do you call it? Third step. Okay, then they went with this. Then fourth, they want to reduce more. They're like, no, this is not done. So what they did, they went with reduction in terms of, मैं यहाँ पे करता हूँ, so you will know what they did. They did this. They reduced this part. Got it? They kept cylinder as it is, but they reduced this part, this width they reduced. So if you see, like this. This is what we generally see now. So this is the bearing, what we see. All of you understood?
Sir, just once, can you show tell the top view again?
This top view, or this I'm going to explain the top view of this. See what I'm saying, the initially they had this object, right? So in that they had a circle and dotted line. So circle and dotted line for the circle. Otherwise it was simple. Then they introduced bush. So that's why we got two more dotted lines. Then they reduced
So could you explain what a bush is?
bushes. Okay. Bush is a cylindrical piece in this. Now see what we have in open bearing and bush bearing, we have two different kind of bush. Right now I'm explaining a bush bearing. So in bush bearing, bush is like a tube, hollow tube, like this. So this is an object. Like this. And in this you will insert bush. So this red portion is bush. And whatever I'm doing with pencil is shaft. So we don't have to shaft anytime. मतलब हम लोग को shaft draw करना ही नहीं होता. We don't have to draw shaft. So you don't worry about it. So this is the assembly. मतलब this is the bush bearing. Assembly नहीं बोल सकता. I'm just explaining you what is bush bearing. It is like this. यहाँ पे circle होगा for oil hole. Right? So and what they did after this, they reduce further. They're like, no, we don't want to go with so much of bulk. We'll reduce it. So then they went with this kind of a structure. And you people will ask me, sir, why are you explaining all this? Because this is very important in terms of knowing. Okay, earlier it was like this, now it is like this. So you will see bush bearing in real life. You will see this also, and you will see this also. So wherever you will see this over there, you understand, oh, weight is not a concern. So they just went with the simple one. If you see, they have gone with this, like this, where you will see proper bush inside. Oh, they were they wanted thoda better in terms of sound. And if you see such kind of thing, so then they wanted to reduce weight. So you will see all these types of bush. Exam में आपको ये वाला ही आएगा. You won't have all this, but I'm just giving you an example, basic knowledge. So don't worry, you people haven't missed, those who have joined late, they haven't missed anything from the exam point of view. I was just explaining that these are the different types of, this is how it started, right? Now, for exam, we have a open bearing, right? So what is the difference between bush bearing and open bearing? And then I'll explain you what is open bearing. So if you see our bush bearing, na, so if I want to fit bush bearing, right? Let's say here also I will put, because shaft will be very long. यहाँ पे भी bush होगा, ऐसे. So what will happen if something is wrong in any of the bush? So I have to remove all. It's like, there is a rod and there are so many bush bearings. अगर किसी एक में भी problem है ना, so you need to remove either front or the back one. So there is too much of work done. So if you don't want to do that, then you go for open bearing. So open bearing is the advanced shape of bush bearing. So bush bearing is like, I'll just draw bush bearing. ये बुश बेरिंग है, बराबर? तो बुश बेरिंग को आप ऊपर से काट दो, इतना काट दो, तो आपको जो मिलेगा वो हो जाएगा ओपन बेरिंग. अंडरस्टूड? गॉट इट?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, सो 1 सेकंड. हाँ, सब लोग आ गए ना मीटिंग में? ठीक है. नाउ आई जस्ट गिव मी अ मिनट. कहाँ गया ये? डायग्राम मैंने भेजे हैं, नहीं भेजे। Yeah. So this is our normal body of the bush. Okay. Now again same concept. If this is a bush and if you have a shaft which is rotating over here, see shaft will be over here, which is rotating, right? So there is a possibility that it may come out. So what they started doing it, they have increased the height. ये जो height था ना, वो they have increased and then they have started doing round shape. Are you understanding? So this is the reason why you will see this kind of a open bearing. All of you understood what do you mean by open bearing? Open मतलब ऊपर से open है. इसका फायदा क्या है? It's easier to load unload. मतलब suppose in this case instead of using bush bearing, you will use open bearing. So it's easier to load unload. So that is the criteria. And they have increased this height. Why they have increased this height? So then this shaft, it won't come out. Now, again the same problem that noise is coming. Too much of noise is coming, right? So what they started applying bush. So what I'm doing right now, I'm drawing front view, top view, side view of the body. First, when I'm just explaining you, this is how, this is simple orthography. Okay. This is
So
front view.
the curve in the middle, you have to draw that freehand.
Which this curve?
Yeah.
No, that is with the circle, na beta. They will give you radius and everything.
Acha, okay.
What I'll do, I will share the question as well as answer, so you will have an idea. This is front view, front view, top view, and side view. This is how the normally it should look like. Now the question comes about the weight. Remember, I was talking about weight over here. If you remember, if you see over here, I was saying na that they have removed weight because they want to reduce the weight of this object. So in this also they have removed the weight. What they did, same way. If you do this upside down, see this. This is a object and then they reduce weight. So how will you show that? That is with dotted like this. Got it?
Reduced weight as in they remove the part.
Yes. अगर आप अपने घर में वो कबट रहेंगे गोदरेज के ओल्ड वन द मेटल वन, इफ यू सी नीचे से फोकल रहेंगे मतलब नीचे से खाली रहेंगे. इफ यू सी योर बेड ऑल्सो, अगर आपके घर पे डबल बेड है सो उसके अंदर खाली रहता है ना. इट्स नॉट लाइक अ सॉलिड ब्लॉक, राइट? यू नो कि उसके अंदर
Yes, sir.
सारा
Yes, sir.
सामान. Why? Because weight is important, na? We don't want unnecessary weight. So here also same thing. They don't want weight. So this kind of thing will come. See why I'm showing you this, so you will it will be easier for you to remember that oh it is like this. और ये ऐसे ही आएगा, कुछ change नहीं होगा exam में. So you don't worry about it. Now there is one more thing. When you keep this way ना, so वो हिल जाएंगे, मतलब अपनी जगह से हिल जाएंगे. So उसको फिक्स करने के लिए they need to put nut and bolt. यहाँ पे वो लोग को फिक्स करने के लिए कुछ चाहिए ना, राइट? नट एंड बोल्ट. सो उसके लिए वो वहां पे we need to provide slot. So that slot will be like this. See, normally if I want to provide slot, I can provide circular slot. But if you see in this, majority of the time, they will provide this kind of a slot, oval. It's like a rectangle and दोनों side से semicircle. So this kind of a slot is there here. right here. It's not circle. Why? Because then you get more opportunity ना, because generally ये जहाँ पे भी fit करते हैं ना, वहाँ पे there is no guarantee that base जो उनका जो ground है वो smooth है. It can be uneven. So if you have a such kind of a shape, so then you have more possibility to fix ना. आप इधर भी fix कर सकते हो, इधर भी fix कर सकते हो, इधर भी fix कर सकते हो. मतलब कोई भी एक जगह fix हो जाएगा. So you get more permutation combination. Otherwise, if you have only one circle, then you are fixed. मतलब उसके नीचे बराबर fit नहीं हो रहा है तो आपको थोड़ा साइड में करना है तो प्रॉब्लम होगा. So that's why they provide such kind of oval shape slot. तो ये slot कहाँ पे होते हैं? यहाँ पे होते हैं. आप देखोगे ना डायग्राम में तो ऐसे स्लॉट आते हैं. तो ये जो स्लॉट है उसका फ्रंट व्यू में क्या आएगा? डॉटेड आएगा. इट विल बी डॉटेड ओवर हियर. इट विल बी डॉटेड लाइक दिस. हियर आल्सो इट विल बी डॉटेड. Got it? So far with me in this. Now there is one more dotted
Sir, how
line.
did this come in side view?
Because
This
because when you see from here वो ऐसे रहता है ना. ये तो पूरा स्लॉट है ना ऊपर से नीचे. ये जो स्लॉट है ये तो ऊपर से नीचे तक है ना. तो जो फ्रंट व्यू में रहेगा वो साइड व्यू में भी आएगा. एंड ये जो सर्कुलर वाला पार्ट है उसका ये जो लाइन है उसका भी डॉटेड आएगा. So this is what we have done is a body of which one circle. Yeah, this is the body of open bearing. Got it? This is the one part. Now I'm going to put bush in this. See, in the exam, what will happen? Exam you will have a question. Draw assembly of open bearing. Draw assembly of open bearing. So they will give you front view, top view, side view, or front view, top view, or front view, side view of body. And then they will give you bush. Bush में वो लोग ऐसा कुछ draw करके देंगे आपको. ऐसा कुछ होगा. This is bush. So your question will be like this. This is your question. All of you understood? Kal exam mein, if you have a assembly of open bearing, they will give you body and they will give you bush. Now, have you understood the question? The bush ka 3D is like this. I'll show you bush how it will be.
So question will be ortho only, right?
Yes. So question mein they will give you this front view, top view, yeah, front view, side view, and front view, side view, or front view, top view. Bush ka top view is like this.
So the bush is extended outwards of the
Yes, yes,
open bearing
yes,
circle.
yes. I'll explain that. So first I'm explaining only question, beta, because when you will see the question, you have to identify na, that okay, this is the body, this is the front view of the body, this is the top view of the body, there is a dotted line, there is a slot inside view. Oh, this is a dotted line for this. The dotted line is for this slot. Now it will be easier for you to remember, okay, this dotted line is for what? This is for nut and bolt. वो ये मशीन ड्राइंग में आता है आपका जो चैप्टर नंबर 2 है ना उसका पार्ट है ये. तो ये उसके लिए उन्होंने डॉटेड लाइन दिया है. ये नीचे का जो डॉटेड लाइन है रेड वाला, दैट इज फॉर व्हाट? वेट, टू रिड्यूस वेट. गॉट इट? सो यू विल बी एबल टू रिलेट द क्वेश्चन के अच्छा इट इज लाइक दिस. नाउ इफ यू सी द बुश इज लाइक दिस. मतलब ये ऐसा शेप का बुश है. तो अभी नाउ दे विल आस्क यू कि ड्रॉ असेंबली ऑफ बुश बेयरिंग एंड दे विल गिव यू दिस क्वेश्चन 1 and 2. इतना दिया रहेगा आपको. राइट? तो आपको क्या करना है, आंसर में क्या बनाना है? तो उसके लिए फर्स्ट आई विल ड्रॉ ये ऐसा 3D में होगा। This is the real 3D answer. 3D. This we don't have to draw. I'm just explaining you for your understanding point of view. So if you see the red portion is bush. And the black portion is body. Have you understood bush and body? All of you understood what I'm doing? So this is two different part. And then this we put this in this. Then we get this. Have you understood this? Now this is called assembly. Got it? Any doubt in this? Right now I'm just showing you 3D part. Then I'll explain you ortho also, how to combine these two, I'll explain you. But have you understood these two?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I need to draw orthographic. So what I will do, I will draw front view. So first I will draw front. They'll ask you any two views in exam, either front view top view or front view side view. Okay. So you don't have to worry. मतलब ज़्यादा tension मत लेना. So looking at this, first you draw bush. I'm drawing with pencil, so it is light, then I'll do dark. Right. And we have 3 minutes. So after 3 minutes, it will get cut. So again, I'll join. Okay. So this is normal front view, top view. Okay. In this, you have dotted line. This all of you know, this is for the weight reduction. So it will be like this.
So the dimensions of these will be given, right?
Yes, yes, everything will be given. Without dimension, so you can't draw better. Then you have slot over here. So that slot will be like this. Okay. So this is normal front view, top view, side view of the one more dotted line for this. This is front view, top view, side view of the bush. Now of the body. Now they will insert bush. So bush is something like this. And then we need to do hatching also. That also I'll explain. So this is how it will come. Because when you see from the front, you can't see that body wala part. So that's why it becomes dotted. So this is how it will look. I need to draw dotted here. How it will change in top view. In top view, it will be this way. Somebody asked me on the group, in the message, dotted line. So I was talking about this dotted line. This you can't see from top, this part. So that's why there is dotted. This is how it will come in top view. And side view will be like this. And there will be one more dotted. This is how your entire object will appear. Got it? So this is your assembly. This is what you have to.
Sir,
Buddy. See, beta, we have a less than a minute. So I'll just take a call. Again, in 5 minutes, again, I'll start this meeting. Then we'll discuss. Meantime, I will send you the required detail, whatever is there with me. I will message you on the group. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll meet in 5 minutes.